Hi there, Carolyn. I've got some stretch and chill work today that I thought you might like to join me in. So I've set out my yoga mat. Would you like to do the same? You can set your mat out like mine. It doesn't make any difference. Towel will be fine if you haven't got a yoga mat. So, can we start with the feet about hip width apart? Shoulders relaxed, crown of the head to the ceiling. Just breathing, feel free to close your eyes. Evenly weight your feet through your mat. Just as you go with your breathing, hands coming up, pressing away. Just feel free to work at your pace. This time as the hands come up the body, could they come a little taller? Let them release. Try that again. Would you be prepared to come up to your toes? Would you be prepared, or would you like to raise the arms up, swing on down? Swing on down. If you're pregnant, you feel that you'd like to take your feet a little bit more apart, you may be a little more comfortable. You can swing the arms right up, all the way down. Stay with the previous option if you need to. Stop there. I'm going to step out wide, bend my knees, take a ball of energy and just transfer it across. Cross to the right and back to the left. Ball headed held about chest height. Again, if you're pregnant, adapt the width of the legs for comfort. Just moving from side to side. Just chilling. A little bit of a warm up, but chilling at the same time. Just let it flow. Tummy always firm, breathing with each movement. Let's see if we can lead more with one hand. Bottom hand just follows along. Step your feet back in. Just again, let the hands come up. Trickle down. Just breathing as we go. you'd like to bend your knees. Now the hands will come down the legs to the floor. Got my knuckles resting on the floor. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to put your forearms on your thighs. Feel free, if you can, to take your feet wider. Be sensible. Feel free to let the head hang. So get a wide leg forward fold. You can have a narrow forward fold if you wanted to. Choose a comfortable width for the feet if you happen to be pregnant. So some inside thigh stretching, some hamstring and glute stretching. If you've got your feet wide as I have, bend your knees, sneak your feet in, carefully, carefully. Allow yourself to roll up. Now, I don't mind if you continue to face where I am or if you turn side on, it doesn't matter. I'd like to set up a downward dog. Now, if you don't know what the downward dog is, hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart, tail is in the air. Spread your fingers, work your heels to the floor, push your head between the gap in the arms, tail high. Now, in the case of pregnancy or anybody that gets stuck, option A, your downward dog. If you like it, that's fine. Option B, your cat curl. Option C, slide your bottom back, wide knee child pose. So if you get stuck, you've got those variables and variations you can use. So feel free to use those options if you want to. If you're happy to join me in the downward dog, come on up. If you're pregnant, you choose your option. As I mentioned, for anyone else that needs to choose an option, please do. In the case of pregnancy, we don't raise legs in the air. Anybody else that would like to come with me can raise their right leg in the air. That's a three-legged down dog. Place that foot down and reset your downward dog. Feel free to use the knees and have a breather if you need to. Raising your left leg in the air. So three-legged down dog. Place your foot down. Bend your knees. Your right foot, can you step, pull or drag it all the way up between your hands? Can you do the same with your left foot? Take a breath. Rise. Release. Let's put those things together. So take a breath. Bend your knees, dive down. Let's step the left foot back this time. And the right foot. So you've found your downward dog. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to take the options you need. Otherwise, would you like to raise your left leg in the air? Evenly weight your hands, press the heel on the floor down. Place your foot down, reset your downward dog, change to the right side. Place your foot down, bend your knees. Left foot all the way up between the hands, step, pull or drag it. And your right foot also. Take a breath, rise up. Release. Let's do one more either side. Diving down, choosing your right leg to step back. Follow up with your left foot. Please remember your options if you need them. If you'd like to raise your right leg in the air, please come along and do so. Place that foot down, reset your downward dog, and raise the left leg in the air. Place that foot down, bend your knees, Bring your right foot up between your hands, step it, pull it, drag it up like so if you need to. Very important we come right to the top of the mat for the alignment of the knee. Rise up. Dive down, stepping back with your left foot, your right foot. Choose your option if you need to take an option, please. Raising your left leg if it's appropriate. Place the leg down, reset your downward dog. Raise your right leg if you can. Foot down, bend your knees, left foot step, pull or drag up between your hands. Do the same with your right foot. Take a breath, rise, and release. Come and step your feet wide with me. I'm going to turn myself around to the right side and release my back here. We have here what we call the lunge. If anybody gets stuck, ensure please your knee and ankle are in line, not your knee over your toes. So choose your lunge, shoulders back, chest up. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to lace your hands behind your back, to lace your arms up overhead. Your lunge. Sit down if you wish. If you release, return to me, feet wide, turn both feet to the right. Line up your heel and arch. It's called a warrior two. Hips round to the front, knee not over the toes. Arms extend. Warrior number two. Heel and arch in line. Roll thigh back. Use this to roll the thigh back. Tummy locked on. Now feel to straighten up this knee. Reach the hand out. Land the hand on the foot, the leg, the floor, or the ankle. Arm directly above the shoulder. Feel free to wrap your arm around your back. Feel free to bend your knee and rest your forearm on your thigh. Triangle pose. Bend your right knee, come up. Turn your feet out. Sit your bottom down. Leave your arms down. Lace them. Or feel free to lift them in your wide squat. Release the arms. Can you turn your feet around to the left so we can set up our lunge? Heel lifted. Knee not over toes. Do remember I gave you an option to kneel if you need to. Your hands could stay down by your side. They could be laced behind your back or up overhead. Breathing as we go. Sitting down a little more if that's suitable. Checking your knee is not over your toes. As you release the arms and return to me, turning the two of your feet to the left, lining up the heel and arch, your warrior two, opening the arms. The arms ever get too much, you just rest them down. Bottom tucked under. Heel of lead foot lines up with the arch of the rear foot. The foot turns in, the heel turns out. So your warrior two. If we straighten up the left leg, we can reach through, land the hand to the foot, the leg, the floor, the ankle. Arm directly above the shoulder. Feel free to wrap your arm around your back. Feel free to bend your left knee and rest the forearm on the thigh. So your triangle pose. You then release the arms and bend the knees. Come round to me. Turn your feet out, sit your bottom down. Hands can rest. Hands can lace, arms can lift in your wide squat. With your squat, would you like to bring the hands into a prayer position? Are you happy to stay in the high squat or semi-low squat? Would you like to come down a little lower? Would you be happy to come down into your Hindi squat? If you find none of these are appropriate for you, you can always visit your wide knee one regular child's pose. So you have a variable if you need to take that option. And you can feel free to stay in one of those options or to place your hands down. Come up onto your toes, lifting your bottom up and seeing if you can balance your knees on your elbows, one at a time or both together. You can then get your feet off the floor. You have what we call a bird pose. Big toes can come together. Have a practice of your bird pose. You might want to come down, reset yourself, have another go. You might want to put a pillow there for safety, and hey, that's okay. Or you could take one of the other variables that I've given you. From there, we will land our feet. Can you allow yourself to roll up carefully? Taking your right foot, place the heel on the ankle of the left foot. Find hands in a prayer. Take your foot and place it between the ankle and knee, or physically grab hold of your foot and place it above the knee, not on the inside of the knee but above it, known as the tree pose. Branches of your tree could extend if you were happy with that. So I'm challenging your balance. If you wanted to release your right foot, extend it out, take a tip over to the side, arms alongside your ears. A good star pose. If you step down, let's try that on the other side. So you've got your left heel and ankle, foot between ankle and knee. Take charge of your foot and place it above the knee rather than on the inside of the knee. Find your hands in the prayer. So your tree pose. Feel free to extend your branches. Feel free to extend the leg. And you have your star pose. If you get stuck, you put your toe down. So that challenges your balance. Might like to give your shoulders a roll. Would you like to have a seat on your yoga mat? I'll be right back. We'll continue our journey. Okay, so we're sitting down on our yoga mat. I've got to swing myself around to the side here. You set yourself up where you're comfortable. Now, in the cases of pregnancy, feel free to lie down, knuckles down, palms up, your pelvic tilt. Also, in the case of pregnancy, if you're getting up from this position, you bring knees to chest and roll to your left side. Everybody else can stay where they are. Cat curl, opposite arm and leg pointer. So these are pregnancy options. Don't hesitate if you get stuck to not do these. You can do them by all means. Okay, so pregnancy options apply. The rest of us have set ourselves down, knuckles down, palms up. So we've got pelvic tilt as a level 1 in our time at our pace. If you wanted to, at your time and your pace, you could simply tap your toes down. You could extend the legs, noticing that the knees finish directly above the hips. The back does not lift up off your mat. Legs could be extended at a higher level if you felt that more appropriate for you and more comfortable for you to work with. So, recapping options: pelvic tilt if appropriate, toe taps if you can work with that one, extension of legs, maybe in the centre or maybe that little bit higher. Could also add to these if you wanted to, the opposite shoulder to knee or opposite armpit to knee. Now that'll work with the toe tap as well. We call it a cycle crunch. So some abdominal work for you. If you extend out the legs, you'll notice that you can feel the work through the top part of the hip. True and correct. So a few different choices for you there. Have a little breather. Now you could continue with that if you wanted to, taking your breather in and if you needed to. Now in relation to those toe taps or leg extensions, if we start those up again, either the toe taps or the leg extension. So got those things going, your bottom is staying down, tummy is firm, we're breathing as we go. We could raise the arms in the air. We could take the leg from a greater height to extend. We can also lift the head if we wanted to. This one's known as a dead bug. You don't have to lift the head, and just be sensible if you've got a neck concern, of course. Breathing as you go. So another variable for you. Just work at your pace, quite happy for you to do that. Head goes down if necessary. Arms stay down if necessary. Legs don't come from this higher point. We tap the toes if we need to. We can even drop back to our pelvic tilt. So there's many variables there for you. And have a breather. Now from your current position, if you turn your palms down, bend your knees, try and get your fingers to touch your heels. Feel free to come up to your bridge pose. Squeeze your bottom, lift your hips. Perfectly okay for pregnancy as well. Now hands can lace, hands can be flat, hips lift, butt squeezes. Now you can stay there, you roll down if you need to, you roll down carefully. But you could also choose one leg. It's a 4-part lift and reset correctly so the knees and ankles are in line. Call it bridge plus legs. So lift, extend, bend, replace. Squeezing bottom, lifting hips. Bridge does not have to contain the leg lifts. If we get stuck, we roll down one vertebra at a time. Hands can lace underneath your lower back. Back strength work, some leg work for you also. One more variable, not for pregnancy. You could hold the leg up and adopt small pulses. Give yourself maybe sets of 10, then carefully come down, reset and try the other side. It's a variable, you don't have to use it. And carefully come down. From your current position, hands underneath the back of the legs, all around the shins. Just give the back a gentle massage. Extend the arms wide, you can deliver your legs towards me. Check your back shoulders down. I've got mine in the garden here. top leg could be lifted or extended and held. If you're pregnant, you haven't got enough room in the front there, you'll need to modify that, of course. That shoulder must stay down. You can release that and head in the opposite direction. So you're going away from me. You can adopt the same option with the leg if that's what you want to do. Releasing through the back, through the hips, through the groin area. If you make your way back to the centre, the foot farthest from me can come down, the other one can come up if you like. Hamstring stretch. You're welcome to stay like so. You could extend the other leg. You could lift your head and shoulders if you wanted to. So a few stretches here. Foot could be pointed or flexed. You could rotate your foot and ankle. Let's try the other side when you can. Lower back and bottom down. Don't feel that you have to extend the leg on the floor. If you do, keep it down. Never pull, use your breath to draw the leg in. As you exhale, draw the leg in. Again, you could point, flex, circle. Head comes down, cross one leg over, press the meaty part of the thigh away, not your knee, the meaty part of the thigh. Feel free to stay here, to wrap underneath the leg, to press the elbow into the thigh, lift the head or not. This leg here opens up through the outside of the leg, through your bottom and through your hip area, outside of your leg. Come down with the head if it's up and swap sides. You don't have to lift the head. Keep that foot flexed, that gives you a bit of a bonus stretch in those areas I mentioned also. Coming back, head goes down. You can bring your legs towards me. Just again, if you're pregnant, always roll to the left side. You can adapt yourself once you've done your roll. Always a little bit safer. I'm going to take charge of my top leg, heel into bottom. So I've got a nice quad stretch. You could turn away from where you are currently. You could grab the opposite leg. I'm going to whiz myself around like so and collect the other leg. So again, I've got a quad stretch, heel into bottom. Just checking my elbow and shoulder in line. You can lie right down and do it too. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to release from there and I'm going to come to an all four position. So I've got a cat curl, an arch. You could reverse that if you wanted to. So some nice release for the back there. Now, if you're pregnant, we'll get you to stay here. Anybody else that wants to can stay here. Otherwise, you might like to come down onto your front. I'm going to part my feet a little, make sure I'm squeezing my bottom. My feet stay down. I haven't tucked my toes under. Place my hands aside my shoulders. Just lift up to where I'm comfortable, squeezing my butt. If you're able to, you can come up a little taller, or taller again. So squeezing through the butt. Not sure, we stay down. Stretch through the front of the body there and also through the glutes and releasing the lower back. Coming down again, if you're pregnant, stay as you are. Anybody else that likes to can put their hands on their shoulders. Keep your feet anchored, guys. Just coming up, out, in and down. So furthermore, releasing through the back. Just at your pace is fine. bottom squeezes. Releasing, making your way back to the cat curl, so we're joining up with anybody that happens to be pregnant. If you allow your hands to walk back to your knees, roll yourself up very slowly. I can meet you back where we started, evenly weighting the feet, crown of the head to the ceiling. Just let the hands float up and down. This time just bringing the hands up under the chin, just breathing. Always remember, exercising at our own pace, never exercising if we run well, working at our level. Hope you can put this workout to good use. Please stay safe, stay well. And I'll see you again soon. Carolyn signing off. Bye for now.